Welcome back, beloveds. And this is And They Lied. I am your host, Shannon, the High Priestess, Seer of Shadows, Deathwalker, and Truth Speaker. This episode is not for the faint of heart today. This is for the mystics, the witches, the healers, the oracles, and the ones with memories that flow through their veins. We are in a moment unlike any other. The veil isn't just thinning anymore. It has been fully ripped open. The world has begun to shift. Truth is rising from the bone dust of history. And the great mother Hecate, the keeper of the thresholds, death, rebirth, the crossroads, it is rising. And we are seeing this. The collapse of false timelines, the crumbling of the illusions woven into the very DNA of this society. This is not chaos, sisters. This is true rebirthing in itself. So let's get into it. Hey, everybody. The first part of this I want to talk about today is the that this isn't just spiritual fluff or a TikTok trend. The rise of Hecate is the archetypal return of the divine dark feminine. She's not here to pat you on your back. She's here with the keys, her torches, and her hounds. And she's saying it loud and clear. Choose, awaken, or be swallowed. And she is not coming in alone. She is bringing back the witch trials, but this time in reverse. We are the ones that are reclaiming our power. She brings back the oracles, but this time we write our own prophecy. She brings back the priestesses, but this time with iron will and obsidian vision. She is rising because we, the truth seers, are ready. And because the world's scaffolding of lies can no longer be held. It's too heavy now. The destruction of the historical ideas isn't just by accident. It is the unraveling of the systems built to enslave, control, and oppress the spirit or soul. So we see things happening all over right now. The academic falsehoods that try to deny that the goddess or goddesses' existence was never real, that it was all only mythology, to the colonial truths that erased generations of heritage and lineage of true knowledge of spiritual belief systems, to the modern day authoritarian decrees trying to currently suppress steal identity, and crush spirit. So this isn't just a conspiracy anymore, especially for those of us in this evolution or ascension. It is the rebirth of our ancestral truths. It is the retaking of our lineage. It is the spreading of consciousness amongst all of us who are here in this spiritual realm that have seen all of this unfolding. So, to the mystics and the healers and those born in between, you feel it, don't you? A knowing, an understanding. Even though the world is in this massive chaos, you still feel calm in a peaceful place. While the world is on fire, we are in the peaceful garden, in the trees, with the birds, peaceful. Nine of Trees, which is really an amazing card to have pulled this morning because this represents the Nine of Pentacles. And this card really does bring that that feeling of stability when you're being held by the source, like the two people in the top, just being held, completely protected. And so the Grand Palace that's on there is a visual representation of sophistication, stability, and it comes from all the hard work that you've done. So this is a great card to give us that beginning of this chat together. So again, mystics, healers, those that have it running through their veins, a knowing, an unexplained knowing, you feel it. The electrical surges that are going through your palms, the vivid dreams that carry messages on through the day that you're going, oh, these are synchronicities, when no, they are you seeing the visions, and the unbearable need to speak, to share your truth, and to rise up, to guide, to lead. That is because the grid of control is glitching. And our DNA is triggered. It's responding. It's switched. But let's talk about real. And so this isn't going to be easy because we're also watching genocide, segregation, fear campaigns on the rise, because we are in the bodies of the marginalized, the silenced, and often attacked for being who we are. Karma, the mender. And some of you, like me, walk in interracial partnerships, multicultural identities, and that alone is now being labeled as the enemy in this new regime. But again, I tell you all of this stuff because we are not the victims. We are the initiates. And every collapse you've witnessed, economically, politically, spiritually, is the prophecies made in the real, in the flesh, in the now. And so this is your call that you are here to transmute that pain, but not through bypassing it, sisters. You cannot love and light it away. You cannot just release it. You have to find your strength from it. You have to find your understanding through it and be able to transmute that into who you are today, why you are here, through true embodied knowing. That's all. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop questioning your intuition. That knowing that you have is there and been turned on for this exact moment in time. So let's ground into this, because talking about power means nothing if you can't embody it, right? You have to be able to know real ways of channeling it. So here are some real raw and sovereign ways for you to channel the current spiritual climate into healing and transformation. And I'm going to be sounding like a broken record on this because this is what I keep getting shown, keep getting told, and keep being reminded on a daily basis. And that is the following 5 things, okay? And they're easy, but they're easy to do, but again, they're raw, they're helping you keep your sovereignty, and they are raw, okay? So the first one is claiming your ritual space daily. Even if it's just for 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, few seconds a day. Light a flame, call in your deity, call in Hecate, call in Lilith, call in the Morgana, call in Kuan Yin, call in Santa Muerte, call in Atabe. Speaking of Atabe, we have right here this beautiful handcrafted necklace that I got from Puerto Rico. I will talk about it at the end, but man, this is beautiful handcrafted work. So doing that, calling in your guides, your spirit guides, all of those, and just asking them for clarity for your day. If you're a follower of Hecate or a daughter of Hecate, asking her to help you with having clarity if you're at a crossroad. If you're a follower of Lilith, asking her to show you the truth of the situation so that you are not blinded. Okay. All of these different goddesses, these different deities, these different entities, the different ancestors that we work with, each have specific little purposes in our lives. So just by simply asking them for clarity for that is as basic as you can get. And I don't think there's a spiritualist or a teacher out there that will tell you that that is a wrong way to do it. And so throughout your day, you will start to see that she will answer you. They will answer you through symbols, through shadow work, through whispers in your body. Um, a really great one is you hear as you're doing work, you hear a actual whisper of something, but yet there's nobody there. So again, you're asking these questions, you're hitting that spiritual realm, and you're getting your answers. Subtle, clear, because you're asking for that clarity. Um, Another one is to be working with obsidian, okay, because of the reflectivity, the mirror nature of it, or obsidian or mugwort. Use the obsidian to draw in your fear, to have it pull in the fear out of you as you're working with this shadow part of yourself. And any maybe distorted visions or views that you're having or unclarities. And also, keep it near your altar. Keep it on your altar. If you can, have multiple pieces around your altar to really pull in any fears that are going to be sent your way to try to distract or distort you from your path forward. You can also keep it near your womb space. If you are a daughter of Hecate, we work in a three-part system, shall we say, with the mother, maid, and the crone. When you're working on this type of fear and distortion, you're looking for that maternal guidance, that maternal hug. And so putting your black obsidian near your womb space, and again, I will discuss this does not necessarily mean you have to have given life. This means that you're birthing something, a vision, um, a path forward, a better you, all that comes from the womb space. So by putting your obsidian near your womb space, you're pushing away those fears, those doubts, and you're allowing it to mirror back to you what a womb in its symbolism really is, or in its physical nature if you so need it. By working with mugwort, either burning it or steeping it into a tea before bed, small amounts, please, to invite that ocular dream or the ancestral messages to come through more clearer is another great way to work with this. Um, the third step that I would love to give you guys is building your psychic shields, not walls, not, you know, um, veiling yourself in the simplest terms. What am speaking of is building and visualizing 13 layers of your personal veil that are being woven into your aura. And it could be when you're dressing, as you begin to dress for yourself for the day. And what you're doing is you're weaving from this veil and weaving it into your own truths, your ancestral ties. If you do not know your ancestral ties, that is okay, because you're still honoring them in a sense of energy, and you're trying to weave that in. So you're going to make that one of your layers. You're going to make your current spiritual protections that you're using, your deities, your um went blank there. Your deities, your goddesses, um all of those things that you currently use, you want to kind of be calling those into this woven layer as you go out. And every week, I want you to build upon that even more by really just mending it. Okay. Mending all of those elements. As you see, Kim, there we go. She's bringing it all into these different layers, right? She's bringing all this down in. She's bringing all that energy up right through there, building this energy, mending it all together, mending and weaving this beautiful 13 layers of truth, ancestry, spiritual protections, practices, beliefs, all of that into one strong, fortified shield. And, you know, to help you if you go onto the medias, the social medias, or if you have to go out into public and you're doing those type of things, you know, when you come back into your space and you're cleansing yourself, check in on that. Check in and see if any of those layers need to be rewoven, restitched. Did they get any damage from being out there? Because you can now, once you start to do this on a daily and weekly basis, you can actually see those layers, the weave of those layers protecting you on the outside. Especially if you go into spaces that are like super draining, you'll come back and you'll just be like, wow, I can see holes everywhere. So, um, the fifth one again is support, joining circles of authentic magic. Be mindful of people that are charging high prices, speaking of it being a closed practice when you don't even know your own lineage at this point, but it feels right to you. And you're being told, no, that's a closed practice. You can't do that. Well, there is an ancestor, there is a DNA level, there is a knowing that I need to learn this. So there's something there. And I don't want you to be discouraged when you have that and it comes up. Okay, because there are other authentic places to learn. So again, just align yourself with people doing real work. If you're in a solidarity practice, reach out online or through sacred spaces like mine, Muse Goddess Botanica, because real witches build together. We have real covens, we have real sisters in our our circle that are very much tapped in, tuned on, and on point. Um, and so in times like this, I want to kind of speak to those that are also the seers, like myself, during these type of authoritarian times. In times like these, mystics become revolutionary, but not through protest signs. We're supposed to stay hidden in the shadows. We become revolutionary through frequency, intention, and that shadow integration. If you have purchased any of my spell kits, you understand what that means. So, one of the things I want to speak to my seers about, and we all are trying to not do this, we're all trying not to just go into our hermit mode when we know we're supposed to be doing this dance in the shadow. Don't dull your gifts for their comfort. Don't deny your ancestry or your need to learn your ancestry, or your need to follow your ancestry, your lineages, or your heritages for their approval. That will only cause generational harm, generational karmas. Okay. Going against what you know inside of you is right for you will cause those karmas to come back. Don't silence your rituals to survive. What does that mean? Don't stop foraging because they're going to look at you. There are ways to hide what you're doing in the public without having to be open, and you can still practice your rituals. We're in a spiritual war cloaked in political theater. That's what I saw. I saw a theater with the puppets, all of them, all these country puppets. And here we are just sitting there watching them, shaking our head as everything just implodes around them. And the people are being hurt, killed, genocided. So, with all of that political theater, you have to ask yourself your rituals, your visions, your channeling. Is that good enough to be considered the resistance? Don't let them convince you that your intuition is paranoia. I have been having all of these visions. They have been coming so very true. Um, I told you guys on a podcast to watch out for March 29th and April 20th. I couldn't figure out what those dates of importance were. As we see on the 29th, Miramar had a 7 point something earthquake. It was devastating. So we know that that was a clue that when they give you a number and it's something happens, it's not actually the event that happens. It's just there's another sign that letting you know, here's the clarity that you're on the right path. And so the 421 is still the next event to come up. And like I said, I really am leaning more towards that's where he is going to do this martial law or something of that effect. I'm not sure. I don't want to get too far into that vision. It's pretty intense. So don't let them convince you that your intuitions are paranoia. Okay. Don't let them strip you of your magic because you don't match their mold. Stay in your practice. Stay strong in your belief system, your deities. They're coming back. They're showing us they're here. And when we say coming back, we don't mean in a physical form. We mean in a energy form, a frequency. Hmm. So this is actually a time for you to begin to go deeper into your magic, deeper into your craft, deeper into your studies of your ancestries, your deities, your orishas, your lineage, your heritage, what you're being called to. And it's not from fear because all you're really doing is aligning yourself with the natural law and frequency that you're being guided to be on, the path that you're being guided to be on. And This is not man's law. This is why I call myself a polytheistic witch. And it tends to put the brakes on a lot of other witches, other spiritualists, because I don't believe in the threefold, tenfold law. I believe in justice. My favorite tarot card. Because if it's not just, then you don't do it. Plain and simple. It's not pushing or pulling on one's free will. It's allowing a person, an entity to begin to believe in what they see as reality versus poured in social bullshit. Oh man. So again, this is time to go deeper into your craft, not to run away from it. Let's see what the card says. The Three of Lotus. To be at peace, in harmony, trusting your path. The rowers, they have their backs turned. They're just trusting the path, just enjoying it. So as we close today, one of the things that I want to say is that the truth is finally out. We're seeing all of these history buildups crumble, these outdated belief systems just falling away. The veils are lifting, and the path forward is it's through, it's not around. It's like we are all right arriving at that center point together. You are not broken. And this last bit is what I have been like really being shown, because it pushed me to the point where I was like, okay, is this it? This is what the message really is? And it just kept screaming, yes, this is the message. And the message is that you are not broken. You are encoded. All of this is being unlocked and reawakened within you. You are not lost. You are arriving. This path is leading us to that arrival point. And you were never meant to walk their road. You were meant to walk yours. You were meant to forge your own path forward. What feels right to you within your sovereign bodies. Let's grab a card from Hecate and see what she wants us to see. The message. Oh, Hermes with the message, right? This was the message. That's the message. So, really quickly before I leave, I would love to be able to. I am not sponsored by these people at all, but I am in love with everything they put out. I'm probably going to mess this up, but it is Taller Busiti. Busiti. I will put a link in my description box for this video, for their Instagram and their Facebook. They are in Ajuntas, Puerto Rico, right there. and they create the most beautiful spiritual pieces you will ever find. I'm in love. These are the earrings that come with the set that I was so graciously allowed to have. And then this is the Atabe, right? She's right there with all of her glory and her grandeur just ready to. But if you would like to shop local, small artist crafts that are 100% by indigenous people, by people that are connected to the elements, you want a piece of their uh, jewelry or their plaques or any of their woodwork. Oh my gosh, their woodwork is just, oh wow. And if you're Puerto Rican, they have amazing flag work. I mean, it's just really, like I said, let me get a little closer so you guys can see how pretty. Come on. I mean, it is, yeah, just absolute great work. Great piece. Okay, so again, just remember you were meant to forge your own path forward. And as always, Ashe O for the ancestors who walk behind beside us. Blessed be for the spirit who rises with us. Aho, onward as we walk this sovereign path together. And Bereshones. May the goddess always protect you. And really quickly, if you need any protection oils, protection work, herbs, ritual tools, find your way over to my website, Muse Goddess, custom crafted for the awakened, the shadow walkers, and those returning to the truth. Until next time, beloveds, stay grounded, stay lit, always, always remember who you are.